Okay, today I'm going to talk about a horrible experience that I had, which was only my fault. And it's, I don't know, maybe it's more embarrassing than horrible, but it is just embarrassing. I think I'm going to definitely blush while I'm telling you this story. I'm just blushing thinking about it, actually. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you like my content. I've had about, I think, almost 500 interviews with celebrities that I've done throughout the years that I have here on my channel. I joined YouTube in 2014 or 13. Well, it's been a while. And recently I had a viral video that made a lot of people come to my channel, an interview I did with Blake Lively that didn't go so well. But anyways, because of that, I started this new series now talking about my interviews, and I hope you like it. Actually, I did receive this from YouTube last week, which says that I have subscribed. I've been past, I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube now. I think it's more than that now, but this is so amazing. So thank you everyone who subscribed. I love you, and thank you for all the beautiful comments. There's so many encouraging comments here, and I feel like this is such a nice community now, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so the story I'm going to tell you today is, it's about Ryan Gosling. It started off in 2011. I was doing a roundtable interview with him for Crazy Stupid Love. I had a huge crush on him, like a lot of people did back then, because he was like the ultimate, I don't know, romantic like hero that we had at the time. He was like the feminist. He was the, I don't know, everyone was just falling in love with Ryan Gosling for some reason. I watched The Notebook, and of course, you know, if you've seen that, he's so sweet in that. And then when I was interviewing him for Crazy Stupid Love, I was like, oh my God, I am meeting Ryan Gosling. I'm so stoked about it. And I sit down at this round table, which is usually a round table in a restaurant, in a hotel, where you have between, I would say, 3 to 10 journalists, sometimes more, around one table. And then the talent arrives into the hotel room, sits down, gets a lot of questions, and try to answer them, and then leaves. So it's about 20-25 minute interviews usually. And as a journalist, you just have to like try and cut in to get your question in. Which is really uncomfortable. I don't like just like interrupting people, but sometimes you have to, otherwise you're just gonna sit there the whole time and everyone else just controls the whole situation and you won't be able to ask what you want. Anyways, my question for Ryan Gosling was this. So do you believe everyone has a soulmate?
I'm not qualified to answer that question. I don't really know. I'd like to think so. Do you?
I don't know.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we both don't know. We have that in common. Maybe we're soulmates.
Okay, so when he said, do you believe maybe we're soulmates, I was like, oh my God, Ryan Gosling thinks we're soulmates. Sorry, Magnus. My boyfriend, I wasn't with him back then, and I had such a huge crush on Ryan Gosling. I remember on the subway back to my apartment downtown in New York, I was like, oh my God, we are soulmates, which obviously we were not. But I don't know, you know, sometimes you're just human and you like someone and they're sweet. But now when I listen to that tape, I'm like, was he really like, I don't know if the energy was right. But anyways, I was just like so excited about that. So I was going to interview Ryan Gosling again in 2014 for a movie called Gangster Squad. And it was a television interview. I hadn't done that much TV at that time, so, but I was working for a big Norwegian TV show on TV2 in Norway, and I was living in New York, and they sent me to LA to do this interview with him. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna start this interview off a little funny. So I Googled Ryan Gosling, and there were so many stories about him picking up like a pizza or whatever from a delivery man. There was like all these like random little snippets of him, paparazzi pictures of him. and they were saying that he was wearing the same sweater in all those pictures. And it was like, oh, he's wearing the same sweater. And I thought that was so ridiculous. Like the stories people make about a celebrity because you're wearing a sweater twice. So I thought I am going to ask him about that. And I sat down and I was like, oh, Ryan, I Googled you and I saw that you had the stories about you were about this sweater you were wearing. And he was like, oh, is it this one? And he was wearing a sweater that looked exactly like the one that was on all those pictures. And I was like, no, I don't think that's the sweater, but it looks a bit like that. And he was like, I like this sweater. And I was like, it's nice, it's a nice sweater. It's not, it's just that the fact that everyone was writing about the sweater. And then he was looking around in the room and he was like, I like this. And he was being so uncomfortable about it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. This is just so embarrassing. And after that interview just kind of went downhill. And I just like, I don't know. When I look at it, I'm like, I'm trying to flirt with him and it's just like not working. And it's just awful. It's just awful. But the thing is, my point with this whole thing was that there is a silver lining here, because that interview was so bad that the TV show I worked for didn't want to air it. They were like, no, I don't feel like we learned anything new about Ryan Gosling in your interview and we don't want it. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. Even though it was a bad interview, I felt like it was such a waste that I had this footage of Ryan Gosling and I couldn't use it to anything. I just had to put it in a drawer. So I decided that I'm gonna put it on YouTube. And I cut off the part where I talk about his sweater because I was too embarrassed about that. But then I uploaded the rest of the interview, which was also, it's not a great interview. I'm not saying any of it is any good. So just be aware of that. I'm going to show you a little clip here so you understand what I'm talking about.
A lot of your roles is like this vulnerable guy that would do anything for romance. Why do you think these roles keep coming your way?
I don't know that. I don't think that's true.
No?
No. No, I mean, I think that's like, there's a few of those, but I think I've played other characters too.
Are you a romantic person?
I mean, I think if you're in the film business, you kind of have to be.
Do you remember the first romantic thing you did for someone?
No. Do you?
I don't think I did something very romantic for someone.
You're not romantic?
I think I am. Mm-hmm. I like when people do romantic things
for you.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
well.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
And guys are the ones that's supposed to be the most romantic, aren't they?
Right, apparently.
Okay, as you can see, I'm sitting there trying to I don't know what I'm trying to do, but it was just super embarrassing. My point here is that I did post it on YouTube, which started a whole new thing for me, because that started this whole thing of me putting my interviews on YouTube, which has been a huge part of my career, and which is where I kind of felt like I got so much more from these interviews that I did ever of selling them to a TV show where it's airing for random people that I don't have any connection with. So with this, it ended up starting something completely new for me. And even though it was something bad, it turned out to something good. So that's just what I wanted to say. And also I wanted to tell you one of my secret little weapons when I do interviews. Not that I am an expert in any way, as you could see from that Ryan Gosling interview, but I do have something that I do that I feel like I've learned over the years that really works, which is silence. And I feel like if you interview someone and you just sit there and wait for an answer, they will have to talk. And if they say something very short or something that you're thinking like, okay, I want more, I would just say, really? And then they would have to elaborate more. And I think a problem today, or I don't know if it's just today, but in our society in general, is that people just talk a lot and they don't listen. So listening is such a big part of being a good interviewer, I think, and especially if you don't listen, you miss points and you miss things that they're saying that you can follow up on, which makes things into a really great conversation. And I think the magic that happens in an interview is not about me and it's not about the person sitting there, it's what's happening between us and what makes that conversation interesting for other people to look at or other people to watch. And yeah, so that's my little secret tip. Let me know if you want more interview tips. I'll try my best to make more of these videos. And thank you everyone for watching the video with my boyfriend Magnus. He was so scared to be on my channel. He hates being on camera. So he was very nervous about that, but everyone was so sweet to him. So thank you so much, you guys. Let me know what you think and let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope I see you all soon. Bye.